What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review today. We're going to take a look at Michael Jordan from Enterbay. This is supposedly a StockX exclusive. This is the 93 All-Star game in Utah. But it's not. I got it from Big Bad Toy Store. So any Enterbay products, I always get it from Big Bad because their customer service is amazing. I just had a problem with my Kevin Durant, and they replaced it. Not replaced it. I returned it, took it with no questions asked. Now let's unbox this thing. Normally, Enterbay figures, they don't come in a shipper box. Well, if you get it from Big Bad, I think if you get it from Enterbay directly, it does have one. But if you do that, you get charged $50 for shipping. So I'd rather not have a shipper box. But this one does. But I ordered this as well as a part of my pile of loot. So it came in a big box, but there's a box inside a box. And as you can see here, Michael Jordan, they changed their packaging throughout the years. It used to be a lot, slimmer than this. And then not in terms of width, but it's a little bit taller. But now they changed it up where it's, it doesn't take up a whole lot of, I guess, thickness in there, but the width got wider, and it takes up more space now, especially compared to a Hot Toys product. I don't know, is it because of the not because of the figure itself, because it's almost the same height, but I guess the backdrop and all that stuff made it looking like this. So let's look at the packaging right here. You already saw it back there, but it's nice. It has a gold foil on it. The box itself is pretty awesome. So if you do have this space, you could actually display the box itself. The artwork of Michael Jordan here, reflective material on the back. You can see his number and his name, Jordan. And then the pattern itself is beautiful. And then you do have this card that it says 114 out of 1500. So very limited run right here. And this was on sale at Big Bad for $154. So imagine that. They already made just a handful of this, and then they still couldn't sell this. Well, to be fair, the initial price for this is around $300, which I think is outrageous for what you're getting. So at $154, it made it a little bit easier for me to digest that price point, because I repeat, I'm not gonna buy this at $250, much more so $300. So at $154, that sounds pretty fair to me, so I went ahead and went off for it. So the base here, again, have changed throughout the years. You can see Utah All-Star Weekend. You have the ball, which is a different kind of ball itself. Pretty special for that All-Star Weekend game. And that's pretty much it that you have for this Michael Jordan release. Let's take a look at some of his accessories. He got a bunch of hands, but looking at it closely, this is the same set of hands as the black jersey Michael Jordan. So pretty much recycled off that figure, even kind of like the head sculpt. Although his mouth is a little different expression. This is the follow-through hand, I suppose. And then you got a different kind of follow-through in here. I would say this is more of his free throw follow-through. I don't know what's the difference, honestly. But, or maybe this is just a gesture hand where he's calling the plays and whatnot, I suppose. But nonetheless, you have way more hands than usual here. Let's say somebody like Kevin Durant or Giannis. And then you got the ball, which is All-Star Weekend 1993 with a gold foil around the numbers. It doesn't have like a signature of David Stern. It doesn't also have a brand like Spalding or Wilson nowadays, that's the brand of the basketball that they use now. And you got his warmer jerseys, again, pretty much the same as the black jersey Michael Jordan. So they pretty much just changed the uniform and a little bit of the head, and shoes. This is what I'm talking about when you get something like Enterbay, especially if it's kind of like the same character of a different variation. It's not like Captain America, let's say Captain America 2012 Avengers and Endgame. Totally different figures, right? In here, you got a jersey which you could buy on eBay for like $35. This warm up suit, maybe it's a little bit gonna be more expensive, but here he is, the base. I guess you get the All-Star Weekend Utah. It's good. I like the color scheme. It doesn't have that writing right here on the back compared to like Kevin Durant, which says Brooklyn. I thought it was a pretty good touch when they did that for KD, but it doesn't exist here for this Michael Jordan, but it's okay. And you can remove this. This is just magnetic. So if you don't, this is mainly to display the backdrop. So if you don't have the space, you don't have to, this base itself already takes up space. So you don't need it to be bigger than it should be. Now let's take a look at his overall uniform here. Shoes, amazing. I think that's Jordan 8. Let me know in the comments. Got some dirt on his hands out there. So the uniform have changed over the years. It got better. The printing that they do, the edges, the type of fabric that they use. They used to. Well, I haven't experienced that, but I've known some people that have their numbers peeled away. It doesn't feel like it's gonna happen here. The type of body has not evolved since the beginning of time for Enterbay. Would have been nice to have this at around Fison body by now, but it's not. So it is what it is. Again, the hands, it's different kind of gripping hands, but I've seen this again on the black jersey Jordan. So I'm going to keep on saying that because it's pretty evident that that's what they did. That was supposedly a limited run as well. But, Enterbay. And the socks, no brand. It doesn't have the NBA brand, the one that we do have now. The back of the knee is always going to be robotic here, double jointed knees. The uniform has stitching on the back for the shorts part, and then as you can see there on his armpit area, it's not printed. It's actually type of elastic fabric / material that they used. The body does not have sweat on it, which is pretty disappointing because the head sculpt has a lot of sweat in it and the body does not. So it's not consistent all throughout. The shoes are Air Jordans that they didn't cut corners in here. There's no swoosh logo, as it shouldn't. But as you guys know on other figures, that's the case. Head sculpt here is pretty strong. A lot stronger than the 92 Barcelona Michael Jordan. You see here, it's nice. It looks exactly like him, in my opinion. You do have that sweat technology, which I do like. It's random sweat as well. It differentiates it to the other Michael Jordans that I do have, which I do like that. On the back of his head as well, you can see the pores. It's sweating and all that stuff. But you go down to the neck area, it is not consistent. That's the downside here. I know they could do it because I do have Shaquille O'Neal, version 2 for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's consistent throughout the body. It doesn't make sense that they didn't do that here. Also, he doesn't have the full goatee, which I guess he didn't have that full goatee up until the second part of the Michael Jordan era, the second three-peat. But I think the likeness here is pretty good, although the older ones is good as well, if not better. The only thing missing for the older figures are the sweat technology, which honestly you're not missing as much, especially if it's kind of frustrating like this, where it's not consistent throughout the body. Now let's go to the articulation. The head sculpt only can go up that way. There's a lot of limitations here. There's no bicep swivel. If you have any Enterbay figures in the past, it's pretty much the same. Nothing has changed in the past 10 years. His legs do move forward, double jointed knees in here, so at least you get some range of movement in there. The legs do move. Every part of his body is kind of stiff. You'll see my other video for Kevin Durant. That is extremely loose. This being stiff is pretty consistent with what they have released in the past. Some torso movement there, so you're gonna hear some squeaking. See, the head sculpt just fell in there. Quick reflexes there. It didn't get damaged, which is pretty good. Because look at that joint holder. It's so short that you put it in there. It might as well be magnetic at this point. I think that's the evolution that they should go to, just magnetic, so he could go further, because this is also limited. If he's trying to dunk and he's trying to look up, it's hard to do in this type of head sculpt. Now let's do some poses in here before we wrap this thing up. Here he is in his warmer jersey. I got the hands all backwards here, all sorts of backwards. Forgot that he's looking backwards, but that's not, let's not pay attention to that. So maybe this is one of the reasons why they didn't put sweat on the body. They're expecting you to use the warmer so it doesn't show the body anyway. But that's some lazy argument right there, so it looks good here. It's just like he just warmed up and all that stuff. Here as well, you can see him kind of like with that stance where he's protecting the ball. This is not the All-Star Weekend. I couldn't find any pictures of that anymore from '93, but the jersey looks good. It's a variation from this is my fourth Michael Jordan. I'm just a huge fan, man. I'm from Chicago, grew up a Bulls fan, so this is the price that I got it for was pretty good, so I couldn't really say no to this. I just want to add it into my existing collection. And here he is, contrary to the Enterbay rim that I bought like this year, I believe last year. Good scale. So if you want to display him like he's dunking like this, I did put a riser of some sort, so he would look a lot better, like he's actually up there. Because without that riser, he could go pretty low. Now you have to move the clamp from the waist to his legs, which is also not stable, and I don't want to, put that risk in there. So here he is, looking good, as a matter of fact. I like the way it looks overall. So yep, if you have the rim, if you're fortunate enough, the rim is on sale at Big Bad Toy Store, by the way. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do so. Final thoughts on this Michael Jordan, this StockX exclusive. It is pretty good, highly recommended for the right price. I believe it's still available at Big Bad Toy Store for this price. I don't recommend this for the MSRP that they're asking for. That was overpriced. All of their stuff were overpriced. It started coming down in this new Vince Carter and this LeBron James that's coming up. But other than that, they were insane to charge $300 for Kevin Durant and him as well. So it is crazy. It is crazy how much they're asking for this, guys. But for the right price, why not? This is Michael Jordan, iconic figure. He's not going to get traded anymore like Kevin Durant. So it is pretty safe to pick this up. If the uniform is not working out for you, you can always go to eBay and get a Bulls uniform and swap it out with this guy if that's what you wanted to do. So that is a possibility as well. It's pretty cheap. You can buy one for like $35 to $40, and they're pretty good quality. I've bought one before, and you have a Michael Jordan Bulls uniform, and you can swap it out, whatever your heart desires. So the shoes, you could use that as well. All the accessories, the elbow pads and all that stuff, and you got the warmer. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you do like this video. If you're an NBA fan, a Bulls fan, or just collect 160 in general, please consider subbing to the channel. I would highly appreciate that. Like this video, it really does help out as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.